If you're a drinker and you're struggling, you got to listen to this, because this is probably one of the most important thing in life, isn't it? Time. Stop wasting time. I'll never forget, about 10 years ago, my daughter asked my mother, "Grandma, if there's anything you could have in life, if you had one wish, what would it be?" And my mother said, "My youth." It's very true, that. Very, very true. You can't buy time. Now, if I add up all the time that I wasted, and that's what I'm saying, it was wasted, a lot of it, drinking alcohol or recovering from alcohol or planning to go drinking, it goes into years, I was very ill in 2019. And the last 3 years I've been actively in recovery, and I've recovered basically as far as I can, and I feel great, I'm not going to talk about me here, I'm going to talk about you. Anybody else who wants to stop drinking, because you're wasting time. I see the same people in the pubs wasting their time. Some of them can easily drink. They're not easily stop drinking because they're not alcohol dependent. If you're alcohol dependent, you're like me, you may have seizures. You've got to be careful. Some of these guys just go there because they're lazy, I think, sometimes. It's up to them. They can do what they like. But the point I'm making is, do something useful with your time. There's lots of things to do. All these people say, "I get bored," and all this sort of thing. Well, do something that's positive, do something that's worthwhile, do something that's good for you, do something that's it works for your family as well, because alcohol will just destroy you. And all that time wasted. When you're young, well, most people have ambitions. Get your ambition back, get your energy levels back, get out and do some exercise. You've got all these things and these computer games and all that now, brain teasers and all that. They don't work. What works for you is exercise. Cardiovascular exercise and weightlifting, strength exercises. That'll make you live longer, that'll make you stronger. You want to be strong, you want to be coordinated, you want to be able to travel, you want to be able to work extra if you need to. If you're short of money, you want to be able to get out and about. Alcohol debilitates you. A lot of people I know who drink, much younger than me, can hardly walk because of it. Some people have had strokes, heart attacks, wasting their time drinking. Do something with your life. Because for years I had a very good job, and I did drink, but it pulled me back, I look back and I think, I wish I had my time again. Have you ever heard that expression? If I had my time again, I would do this, that and the other. You can't have your time again, and you can't turn the clock back, but you can wind it up again. You learn to do that. It's a wonderful thing. So all the time you've wasted, you can get some of it back today by cutting down the alcohol, by concentrating on it. Because I think what happens is, you get in this vicious cycle where it's much easier just to go to the pub. It's much easier just to have a can of beer than actually approach somebody and ask for some help, or try and recover, or push yourself, or get something good to eat, or push yourself to go for a walk. Oh, it's a little bit cold, it's wet. Do something positive. You'll feel better. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm not lecturing to people, I'm just telling this is my opinion. If you can get some exercise and get some good food in you, it'll double your chances of staying in recovery, keeping off the alcohol. If you just sit around, slouch around, you get bored, watch TV and think, I'm just going to the pub. I've said before, the pub door is so easy to get into, and they're so difficult to get out of. Now, how many times the last year have you just wasted time sitting in the pub waiting for people, thinking, God, I'm a bit bored in here. It's boring in the pub, isn't it? What's even more boring is if you're ill and you're in hospital. So stop wasting time. Do something with it. Because it's a long day, isn't it, just sitting around waiting for something to happen? No one's going to come and knock on your door. You've got to get out. You've got to get out there. You've got to fight. And if you want to stop drinking, you've got to fight. People will say, I did stop, but I wanted to go back to the pub again. Lordy, and all that. I've got a mate, good friend of mine, who wanted to do dry January. He lasted about 3 days. He's a lovely guy. He got bored, but now he's got heart issues. I got another mate who's going into hospital next week to have his heart stopped and started. He's got liver disease as well. He's wasting his time in the pub. Only just go to the pub every day. And he's got all these medical issues. When I was told I had medical issues, I stopped because I wanted to live. That was me. I want to, support my daughter and her baby and a partner, and my mother still a very young partner myself now. I want to get on my life. I want to use my time wisely. I don't want to waste any more time. The amount of time that we spend, if you just add up over a week, how much time you spend in the pub, how much time you spend drinking, how much time you spend recovering from alcohol, lying in bed, wasted days, all this sort of thing, it adds up to a lot of time. All of that can be put to something useful, something which is more productive, something where you're going to get something out of it. You're going to live longer. You're going to feel better. Feeling better is the main thing, isn't it? You're going to think clearer. You're not going to have this hangover out of sync sort of thing. People who drink too much look ill, don't they? They never look well. They always look a bit jaded, a bit tired, and a bit meh. I don't feel well, I'm not eating properly, all that sort of thing. As soon as you stop drinking, things will improve. Your body will fight for you, you know. Your body really will fight for you if you look after it the best you can. And the worst you can do is pick up another drink once you've stopped, because you're going to relapse again. Time. That's what you got to get back. Because when I think back when I was ill, all those years are wasted sitting in that flat. I'm talking about years, not just weeks and months here. Years are wasted. Because I let it go too far. I relapsed a couple of times because of people. I'm not going to blame people. Let's say circumstance. It's my fault. It was me who drank again. I thought I had control of it. You never have control of it when you're an alcoholic. They will always control you. So just think about the future. Doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, the guy I was talking to the other day, he's 67. 67. I've had a good innings. No, he hasn't had a good innings. He was drinking strong lager and whiskey chasers. He's 67. He's overweight. He's got heart problems. It's up to him what he does with his life. But when he gets to that hospital, he's going to think, wow, I've wasted my time here. I should listen to that guy. And I should listen to people as well, myself. This is me telling you what happened to me. I ignored people. I ignored the warning signs and I nearly died. I don't want you to do that. I want you to get up off your backside, do something positive, get in touch with people, get some help, because you're not always going to get the medication you want. You're not always going to get the help you want, but you'll get something. Join some sort of support group. Do something instead of sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, because that's what I did. I tried to do it alone, you know. You can't do anything alone. You need some sort of support. Even if you live on your own, you've got to reach out. Most people have got a telephone. Most people have got a neighbour. Most people have got access to some relative or other, unless you live in a desert island in the middle of nowhere. So basically, there is help out there. You just got to get it. You've got to push for it. You've got to seek it out. And you've got to think positively. It's all in here. A lot of it's in here. The stopping drinking thing when you're dependent isn't in there, because you're chemically and you're physically dependent. So you've got to get some help medically for that. But if you're just drinking too much and you're in a rut and you're not dependent, you can cut down. You start to taper off a bit more, a bit slowly, I would say, or slowly-ish. You don't just stop, because that can cause issues. Cut down one at a time. Just take it easy. You can't just turn back 40 years of drinking within a week. It takes a while. It takes years. When you come out of it the other end, you'll think you're 40 years younger, and your life will improve dramatically day on day when you get over the initial stages. The initial stages of anything are hard, aren't they? Nothing in life's easy. But trust me, don't have regrets about time. That's the main thing, and you can't get it back, you know. I'm not going to waste another day on this drink and carry on. I'm not even going to think about it. I don't even think about it anymore. I can quite easily go to a pub and have a 0%. There's no chance of me having alcohol unless something major happened. And I can't think of what that would be, because my life is too good now. I've got my time back. I've got my life back. I've got some future. When I was drinking, I was living day to day, to be fair, because all you're looking forward to is your next drink, getting your next supply in. What's going to happen if I don't get the drink? Worrying, getting anxious, stressing about things. Life's not easy for anybody. Even when you're sober, you've got issues, but you can deal with them. On that note, if you are benefiting from the channel, please subscribe, share it. I've got an ebook out as well, and the link's in the description, which is quite useful. It's very useful. I put it together just to help people, really. It's just the first book I've done. I'm going to do a long one this year. And if you have any comments, then please drop me a line. Speak soon.